close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football. This is Inside the Game. Sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Well, howdy and happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to our season finale. Hard to believe time flies so quickly. Of KSAN's Inside the Game, where we take you inside the games here in the Concho Valley. I'm your host, Griff McClellan. 16 teams qualified for the 2025 postseason, and then there were 8. Yes, 8 Concho Valley schools remained alive heading into the area round tonight. And as usual, we have the ultimate lineup of scores, highlights, as well as coaches' insight tonight. So without further ado, let's dive right in, starting with the Central Bobcats, our lone 6A representative. They're coming off their first playoff win under the Mark Smith era, year 2, and first overall since 2020. It's been 5 years. The Bobcats have their work cut out for them in the area round, set to take on the #1 team in the state, South Lake Carroll. Central's chances may have been low coming into this one, but the Bobcats were ready to embrace this golden opportunity with absolutely nothing to lose. The key in Mark Smith's vision stems from players keeping their emotions in check and not letting the moment become too big to handle.
You can't get emotionally hijacked in the moment, and I think that happens. I referenced the 4 games I played against #1 team and the other 14 against top 10 teams. That if I've seen it done the wrong way, you can get emotionally hijacked in there and try to get ready to go, and then all of a sudden you crash. So you have to be, emotionally stable, in the moment, especially early.
And zooming ahead to tonight, Central's remarkable season unfortunately comes to an end for the Bobcats. South Lake Carroll shows why they are #1, standing tall and overwhelming the Bobcats 72-7. This does not accurately reflect the Bobcats' entire season, though, given that they went 1-9 just 2 years ago before Mark Smith arrived, and then 4-6 the next year to begin the Mark Smith era. This year, the Cats finished 8-4 with a bright future ahead. Now over to Class 3, another team still alive this week. The Wall Hawks soared into the area round after a 77-0 by-district thrashing over Anthony 1 week prior. Up next, Childress awaited. Wall and Childress went head-to-head in last season's area round, a game Wall won 49-14. The Hawks look for more of the same this time and continue their pursuit of that long-awaited first state title in program history. The keys to victory this week revolved around experience, health, and depth.
We're suiting up every junior and senior in our program, which is just an amazing deal, and I know a lot of luck's involved, and that's probably the biggest difference is we're suiting up our entire roster.
It's nice. We have a lot of the same guys that played in those big games last year, so we have a ton of experience.
I think the experience will just boost us even more. We already have the team camaraderie, so just that a little bit more experience is what we needed to get past the round that we got out last year.
Now going back in time, Thursday night, no problem for Wall. The Hawks punched their ticket to the regional semis with an emphatic 50-0 shutout win over Childress. Wall dominates the Bobcats for the 2nd straight season and have now pulled off back-to-back shutouts to open the playoffs, outscoring opponents by a margin of 127-0. Another contender, Wall's district rival Grape Creek. The Eagles made history in the by-district round, demolishing Crane to secure the program's first ever playoff win since their inaugural 1998 season. In addition to that, the Eagles avenged last year's by-district loss against Crane, losing 42-26, but they're not stopping there this time. Up next in the area round, Idalou awaited. While the players and coaches were definitely eager to continue their magical playoff run, this one would be extra special for head coach Tanner Teal. Let's hear why.
Both of my grandparents farm outside of Idalou. My mom graduated from Idalou. I went to Idalou through the 8th grade, and so I'm very, very familiar with Idalou, and so it's kind of bittersweet getting to play them in the 2nd round. Now, our kids don't know anything about Idalou, so for them, it's going to be brand new.
And unfortunately, Tanner Teal's return to Idalou does not end the way he and his Eagles envisioned. The Wildcats take it 59-12 tonight. They advance to the regional semifinals. Grape Creek's Cinderella run has come to an end as running back Darrell West and the offense are just no match tonight. But regardless, West had an outstanding campaign, helping Grape Creek reach new heights in its program history. Time to call our first timeout of the evening, but you know the drill. Don't go away. Coming up next, we dive into our final 2 Class 2A teams remaining. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, folks, welcome back to Inside the Game. As promised, time for some 2A. 2 teams remain, Junction and Mason. Let's start with the Eagles, who are having the time of their life in 2025. You can call this a golden age for the #4 Junction Eagles, coming off a statement win to clinch the by-district championship last week over Somerville 70-6. But they're, of course, hungry for more. The Eagles have continued to soar throughout the season and remain undefeated heading into the area round, where a rematch with Falls City awaited tonight. The Eagles shut out the Beavers in Week 5 this season, 48-0, and prior to that, 35-13 at this exact stage 1 year ago. But history does not matter. Junction head coach Scott Freeman, going into this one, he expected a tougher test now that Falls City quarterback Braylon Johnson is healthy and back in the lineup.
I think we're a fast football team, but he has a different level of speed. So, as long as we can contain him, keep him inside the tackles, I think we're okay. We let him go, outside or on scramble drills. He's dangerous. He can make us pay. And, our whole goal, our defensive staff does a great job. Our mindset, our kids' mindsets, take away their best player. Let someone else beat us. Make someone else beat us.
And as previously mentioned, the Eagles have had the Beavers' number in recent memory, blanking them 48-0 earlier this year and 35-13 last year. This time, no different. Junction's run continues with its third straight win over the same opponent. This time, 42-13. The Eagles are moving on. The lone other Class 2A representative, Mason, after a turbulent 1-3 start, which feels like forever ago now, to the Wade Griffin era, the Punchers turned things around mid-season, carrying a 6-game winning streak into the area round against Schulenburg tonight. The Punchers opened the playoffs last week with a 61-15 blowout against Marlin, avenging heartbreak from a year earlier. Fun fact, before taking over at Mason, Coach Griffin guided Weimar the previous 3 seasons at the helm. Schulenburg is located just 7 miles away from Weimar, so this was not necessarily unfamiliar territory for Griffin. Now he put his 3-0 career record against Schulenburg on the line with the season on the line.
Offensively, we just got to keep doing what we do. Our offensive line's got to keep growing and getting better, and we're going to have to run the football right at them, and then take our shots to Kingston Garza and some of those big play receivers that we have in order to, when they start crowding the box for the run, we'll take our shots over the top.
Now, how'd they do Friday night? Mason runs away with this one, which started as a tight 13-7 game after the end of the first quarter. Mason held a 6-point lead. This one turned into a blowout. Mason steamrolls Schulenburg in the second half, on the cusp at last check of securing another trip to the regional semis where the Punchers fell short last year to Marlin. They'll likely now get a shot at overcoming the hump, ahead 55-13. Time to call our second timeout of the night, but stay where you are. Right after this, all things 6-man. Stay tuned, everyone. Welcome back, folks. Time for some Class 1A coverage, also known as 6-man. 3 teams remained alive heading into tonight, all of which were ranked in the top 10. First up, number 2, Water Valley. After handling Hermley with ease in the by-district round, the number 2 Wildcats now prepared to take on a top 10 opponent, Newcastle. Coming in ranked number 9, Water Valley's theme all season long has revolved around fast starts and just pure domination, winning 10 of its 11 games, coming to this one via mercy rule. But head coach Trey Sisko and his squad remain focused on one goal, one game at a time, ready to win a full 4-quarter game.
We had a 4-quarter game against Robert Lee. We didn't have any problem. We didn't cramp. We didn't have anything like that. And that was a big game for us. Lots of adrenaline, huge crowd. So, the stuff we've been doing in practice, I think, worked. And so hopefully going forward, we won't have any problems.
I feel like we, especially from last year, we know how to lock it in when it becomes a close game. We've had multiple comebacks from last year. And then now we know what it's like to finish someone off early, so we'll try to keep that going.
Speaking of locking it in, let's review some highlights. Friday night, number 2, Water Valley taking on a top 10 opponent in Newcastle. Wildcats with the ball here. Landon Lacey hands the ball off to Boston Wees. He finds the end zone. Wildcats up 8-0. After a successful PAT, over 2 minutes left in the first quarter, Landon Lacey tosses the ball to his brother Branson. He gets to the end zone. Wildcats up 16-0. Landon Lacey again tries to hand the ball off to Branson again, but this time a little miscue. The handoff goes wrong. Ball on the ground recovered by Rylan Hinojosa and the Bobcats defense. The fumble leads to this. Hinojosa again pitches the ball back to Keaton Newland. Newland fires the ball deep to cut the lead down to 8, a 1-score game. Wildcats possession again, Weiss to Lacey again, Landon that is, and he's going to look like he's going to run, but he fires it to Branson again, his brother-to-brother connection. He gets running all the way for the Wildcats touchdown. Wildcats go up 24-8, and from that point on, it was all Water Valley. They do it again, punching their ticket to regionals with another dominant win, 64-29 in the final. The second of 3 Concho Valley 6-man schools who've made it this far. Number 6, Robert Lee. The Steers come off their first playoff victory since 2012, and they hope the party doesn't stop there. Robert Lee beat Ira via mercy rule for the by-district title, and now they geared up to face Turkey Valley. Steers head coach Lee McCown, fun fact, was on the team the last time that program advanced past the era round in 1994. So it's been 32 seasons. That said, let's hear McCown's pregame thoughts.
Valley's opponent, we were very unfamiliar with. We spent, as soon as we got home, getting ready for them. They're definitely a valid opponent. They have decent size and speed. So I think it'll be a good matchup for us. And we're excited about, playing somebody we haven't played before.
And just like that, wait for it, there we go. The Steers have ended the drought, securing their first area round win in 31 years. Robert Lee dismantles Valley with a massive 57-point victory, 63-6 the final. To be precise, the Steers are going to the regional finals. And finally, the number 7 ranked Menard Yellow Jackets tried to avoid repeating area round history. For the second straight year, the Yellow Jackets finished the regular season undefeated and clinched a by-district title. But in 2024, Menard's dream season collapsed at the hands of the mighty Gordon Longhorns, getting shut out 48-0 then. Simply put, vengeance was on Menard's mind this week against the two-time defending state champion. But head coach Clay Holland and his squad embraced the challenge of getting another shot at dethroning the Longhorns.
It's a great opportunity for us to go over there and play our game, do what we do well, adjust to our differences in offense and defense this week and execute those game plans. I'm excited about where our guys' heads are at right now.
Looking at the score now tonight, unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets, it's deja vu all over again. Gordon dominates once again, continuing its chase for a three-peat of a state title with a 61-14 win now, not much different than last year. Menard's undefeated season comes to a close in the area round once again. We're going to call our third and final timeout of the game, but don't go anywhere. When we return, we'll revisit history, reveal a grand prize winner, and recap the second round. Stay tuned. Inside the Game returns after these messages. Welcome back, folks. Time for our final segment of the season. This 2025 season was unforgettable, especially as one player joined rare company with a season for the record books. Let's take a look. Ozona Lions running back Christian Villarreal, in case you missed it, had a season for the ages. Although Ozona's season did not end the way it expected, losing in the by-district round a week ago, the Lions steamrolled their way into the postseason. We'll break down the stats for you. Here are Villarreal's season totals through 10 regular season games and one playoff game. On 246 total carries, he recorded 3,667 rushing yards, now 6th all-time in most single-season rushing yards. He additionally had 53 rushing touchdowns, simply out of this world. Congratulations on a phenomenal 2025 season, Christian Villarreal. And all season long, let's revisit this. The talk surrounded Kenneth Hall's seemingly unbreakable Texas single-season rushing record, 4,045 yards, which will leave at least one more year standing tall, 73 years now since 1953. For now, it will remain the only 4,000-plus rushing season in state history, but that does not overshadow Villarreal's remarkable season as he came up just 378 yards shy of the record. And folks, the moment you've all been anxiously waiting for, time to reveal our grand prize winner of this year's Concho Valley High School Football Trivia Challenge. What's at stake? A $100 HB gift card. Without further ado, in case you missed it, drum roll please. Estevan Santillan is our grand prize winner. Congratulations, Estevan. Be sure, if you haven't already, to stop by and pick up your card at our front desk and enjoy. Thank you to everyone for participating in our sweepstakes this season. We hope you had fun, and we hope to see you participate again next year. And in case you're just now tuning into our show, here are tonight's headlines. Central is no match for top-ranked South Lake Carroll, losing 72-7. Back to Thursday night, going back in time a little bit. Number 2 Wall blanks Childress, eliminating the Bobcats for the second straight year. And then they fly high to the regional semis. Great Creek's incredible season comes to an end following 59-12 versus Idalou and Tanner Teal's homecoming. Number 4 Junction holds off Falls City again, defeating them for the third straight time en route to another playoff win. The Eagles also soared into regionals, and to close 11-man Mason is on the cusp of shutting down Schulenburg, pulling away for a 55-14 lead at last check. And in 6-man, 3 ranked teams were live entering tonight. 2 of them survived. Number 2 Water Valley continues to plow through opponents as they've done all season. The latest with a 64-29 win over Newcastle. Number 6 Robert Lee also punches its ticket to the regional finals, thrashing the Valley Patriots by 57 points. The Steers move past the second round for the first time since 1994, and to cap it off, number 7 Menard is no match for number 1 Gordon, falling to the 2-time defending state champs by a final of 61-14. And looking ahead to regional semis, an 11-man Class 3A, Wall is set to face Slayton, in 2A Mason in all likelihood will face Kennedy, while Junction advances to take on Granger. And how about this, folks? The matchup of the week. Our last 2 teams remaining representing 6-man Water Valley and Robert Lee will go head-to-head in an all-Concho Valley showdown. Once again, the Wildcats took the regular season meeting 67-30, the only, as a matter of fact, Wildcats regular season game that did not end via mercy rule. It's less than 45. The Steers get another crack at the Wildcats with a spot in the state semis on the line. It all starts next week. That's all the time we have for you tonight. Thank you again for tuning in all season long. We appreciate your viewership and support. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you again next season. But until then, one last time, have a good night, Concho Valley.
Friday night football staff is provided by Chick-fil-A. Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.